person's out, that kind of impacts the amount of work everyone can do, because, everybody's obviously cross-trained. So if somebody's out, which happens sometimes, people get sick or something in their life happens and they can't be there. I always like working with a great team that you cover when needed, but I always like to be there to do my share.
How do you deal with conflict at work?
Well, conflict arises definitely when you have a lot of different personalities and point of views. I always try to listen, and then, so I always try to listen first, and then find out from the supervisor which way is the way we're supposed to do it. If there isn't like a rule I have to follow, then I try to defer as much as possible to other people, specifically those who have been here longer and know what to do. But I'm great at de-escalating situations. I've worked customer service and in the medical field, and sometimes you get some irritable patients. I don't blame them.
Uh-huh.
I had a slip disc, I'd be mad too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Can you provide an example of when you have done this recently?
Well, massage therapy, down in Los Angeles, I definitely worked with a few clients that were in a lot of pain. And just empathizing with them, showing them I'm listening, and adapting the therapy I'm doing based on their movement, personality, and interest. But occasionally, I've had a few patients that's yelled at me or called me bad words. Just because people, especially after COVID, they don't handle pain very well. But I just try to be a safe place and within reason, accommodate as I can.
One finger, she can do it. There it is. I've only had half my coffee so far today. Do you always follow through on your commitments?
Yes. That's one of my pet peeves is people who don't. The face of the business is important, and if somebody wants to call back, I call them back. If they want a reminder, I give them a reminder, but consistency is very important to me.
Can you give an example of a time that you followed through on a difficult commitment that you had made?
So working with a lot of patients one-on-one, sometimes I have clients that want something I can't legally provide due to my license. I've had people ask for chiropractic work, and I can't do that. So I do try to find them either someone in clinic or somebody that we refer to that can do the job. And sometimes I have to say politely, no, I can't, and explain why, and what an alternative path would be. So everybody, follows the rules, HIPAA, and obviously they don't want somebody working on them that doesn't have the license. I have met a few people that didn't care, but I just don't do that. That sounds dangerous.
That's smart for your license, for sure. You kind of already touched on this, but let's do it again. How would your previous coworkers or friends describe you, and why?
The ideal dynamic employee, always on time, friendly, outgoing, usually done with work first because, I have so much experience doing what I do. It's pretty simple. If I learn a new kind of software, I pick it up pretty easily, and I'm always looking around to see if I'm done, what can I be doing.
Okay. How well do you work under pressure or stress?
Working in massage therapy, you wouldn't believe it, but there's a lot of stress because you have a lot of record keeping, patients coming in and out, and you have very little time to sanitize, clean, and get the next person in. So sometimes it can be a little stressful. But I've learned that patients can tell when you're stressed. So I've found ways to de-escalate my stress, because if I'm stressed, that impacts treatment. I would say, listening to some calm music, reciting poetry, or just finding something during my breaks and lunch that can really help de-escalate that